Well, we were looking for the things that bothered people the most about their spouse, the things that they felt were neglected in the relationship, the things that they appreciated most or wanted the most. So we used 1,361 people and came up with 7 things, the top 7 things that you could do right now to improve your marriage today. 7 things to start, 7 things to stop.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what were some of the things from this data that you found that were, seemingly trouble spots for some of these couples?
Well, one of the interesting things that came up was that we need to stop enabling the addictions and compulsions or abuse that would rise to the surface. I think was kind of interesting. But people recognize that one of the things they need to stop doing is enabling keeping the peace. A lot of people, for the kids, they just try to smooth things over, and they think that God honors peacekeepers. Actually God honors peacemakers, and sometimes you have to disturb the peace to make peace. But that was kind of an interesting one. I think probably the one that's most powerful, of course, is that both husband and wife, the number one thing they want from a spouse is respect. It's not just something that the men want. Women want respect also. And of course, there are many Christian men who find some excuses in the Bible to not respect women, and try to set them straight on that.
Did you identify there was, I guess, what I call a path of least resistance mentality, that you've got things about your spouse that really annoy you or whatever, things that cause problems in relationships, but, couples are just intent on just letting them slide?
Well, stereotypically, it was true that women were more like that than men. Now, of course, there are some very passive men. And, whenever you're a passive man, you really set yourself up to, to have an unfaithful wife, or to have a wife that is on the internet or Facebook or whatever. Because if you're passive, as a man, you cease to exist in the mind of your wife. So I was dealing with a man that was having some difficulty in his marriage, and he didn't know what to do, and I said, I want you to be John Wayne. I want you to put your boots on and be John Wayne, and let your wife see you with some power and strength. Because, when a passive man acts like a boy, a child, well, fortunately for most of us, the sex drive turns off with a child. And so you pretty much destroy the intimacy in your marriage whenever you are needy or passive.